Hi everyone, this is one of WIN's very first video vlogs. So we are going to do a recap of the town hall. I'm Amy Tannenbaum and I'm the network director.
And I'm Samantha Griffin and I'm the vice chair.
And we are excited to share with you what happened at last week's town hall that we were so happy to see so many of you show up at, and that I know many more of you wished you could have attended and just had other commitments that evening. So the first thing that I want to say is we do want to discuss what happened, but we also want to respect that the town hall was set up as a safe space, which means that we're not going to share super specific details about, what certain people said or that those types of details, just so we can maintain what we said was a safe space.
Yeah. And so for those of you who couldn't make it, the town hall, we shared a few things. We talked about WIN's SMART goals. We talked about a couple of changes to the bylaws in preparation for our upcoming elections, which I know lots of you are planning to run. Mm-hmm. Yay! And then we really wanted to talk about inclusivity within WIN. Because we heard from some of our members, and we've been thinking a lot this year about how we can make WIN a better space for more women who are pro-choice and democratic and all about our values. And we really focused this time around on women of color.
Mm-hmm. And part of the reason that we did that was because we had heard a couple of things in the membership survey that we did at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. And more recently, as we explained at the town hall, we were very lucky to work with a group of consultants from George Washington University who are in an MPA program. Mm-hmm. And they offered to do a review for us of our membership and what they feel WIN's strengths are and also where WIN has room to grow. And one of the areas that was mentioned was whether it's welcoming and whether it's good at recruiting, retaining, and engaging women of color.
So thank you all for doing that survey. If you participated, or of course some of the members of that consultant team are winners. So thank you very much.
Yep. And we also want to say thank you very much to former WIN leaders Joy Chaney and Erica West, who are former Women of Color Network co-chairs, who very kindly and exceptionally, skilledly, adeptly,
lots of adverbs,
facilitated the evening. It was really, they set up a really nice space for us to be able to have a great conversation. And I don't know, Samantha and I definitely felt like there were some good action steps and some good, some really great conversations that were started and that we can continue to think about in the remainder of this EC's term, think about it to include in our exit memo for the next executive committee coming in.
Absolutely. So one of the things that was really nice is that everyone was very open and shared lots of stories about how they felt when they came to WIN, what it was that appealed to them about WIN, and then also some of the challenges that they may have experienced as a woman of color specifically. Mm-hmm. And so we talked about a few different action steps that I think we really want to consider implementing within the next year if the next EC so chooses to do that.
Mm-hmm. And one of the ways that we've talked about that is that if we want to be a space that is more inclusive and welcoming to women of color, we have to first be thinking about the diversity within the term women of color. Under that umbrella are women who identify as Black, Latina, Asian, East Asian, South Asian,
Native American,
yeah. Multiracial, many types of identities which fall underneath that umbrella. Mm-hmm. And a lot of some folks from the Women of Color Network have mentioned that has been a continual not necessarily problem, but just something that has continually been brought up, is that most of the women of color in WIN, people who self-identify as women of color, are Black women.
Yeah.
So thinking about how we can make sure that we're being allies in several different types of identity groups, mm-hmm. Doing really specific outreach, and making that a real priority. Since there are so many things that WIN has to do, how do we, make that a real priority so that we're not just making excuses for saying, oh, well, we're so busy and we tried.
Yeah, and we really, I think we'll be looking to all of you all out there in video land to help us with that outreach if you are interested in taking a leadership position and you feel like for whatever reason you need more support, if there are things about WIN that you find challenging that we should be working on, I think that both the town hall and this video are sort of calls for you to let us know what's going on and how we can make things more open. Yes. We also talked about just sort of spitballing ideas. Nothing has been decided, but different ways to make sure that we do that targeted outreach. So it would include, for an event, for example, making sure that we don't have all of our events in the same place at the same time, in the same couple of bars or coffee shops, making sure that we go to places where women of different identities, both different of colors, as well as queer identities, trans identities, where everyone can feel comfortable and safe and excited to come and network.
Yes, and we also talked about making sure that our programming is speaking to the concerns of different communities. So, for example, we talked very briefly about the difference between being a choice organization versus a reproductive justice organization, how sometimes the best way to get people to feel comfortable is to make sure that you're addressing the issues that are most relevant to those communities at large. So, for example, that we're talking about the intersection perhaps of women's issues with immigration, or any variety of topics, that we're making sure that our programming speaks to those needs so that we're not marginalizing groups within our programming and making people feel like their needs aren't represented.
Absolutely. I thought one of the nicest things about the town hall is that everybody was really looking forward to the next 25 years of WIN, and I think that this was a great conversation to start to move us forward. I think that we know that dealing with inclusivity and representing lots of different identities is something that lots of progressive movements, lots of different areas of the Democratic Party are working on and need to work on. We know the Republicans need to work on it, but whatever.
So do we.
Yeah, so do we.
And so this is just a really great opportunity for WIN to be at the forefront of having these types of conversations. Instead of saying that we continually have this problem and doing nothing about it, we're trying to take a really proactive step and opening up the conversation. And of course, nothing can be solved in a 2-hour town hall. It's just not going to happen. And we talked about how this is definitely the first step of many, and even in the past, if sometimes those steps haven't been taken, we're hoping that this will open our conversation for WIN to be a leader on this issue.
Yeah, and I think just speaking concretely, some other things that we're thinking about is outreach to different universities, different community colleges, in the immediate DC area, so like UDC as well as GW, Prince George's Community College.
Trinity Women's College, which is a women's college in the area.
Yeah, and apparently that's very diverse, and so it makes perfect sense for us to go to a women's college right here in the district. And then our facilitators had some ideas on how to kind of do things broadly, so we definitely want to make sure that we continue reaching out to sister organizations outside of the traditional immediate choice allies. We want to reach out to other organizations that will also be allied with us.
So I think that these are definitely things that our executive committee is going to be talking about and thinking about for the remainder of our terms, which it's another 3 months. So we are, working on wrapping up our strategic planning and looking forward to the next executive committee and thinking about how we will convey this information to them and work with them, and hoping to make sure that they will make this a priority as well. We hope that many of you will be inspired to run, thinking about how you can work on these issues and just get involved in WIN leadership in general. Sometimes leadership just means sending the executive committee or someone that you trust an email saying, I have some ideas about this.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you are ever looking for the executive committee emails, we're all right there on the WIN website, and I think that in the blog feed below, we'll ask Colleen to do some posting of just some contact information so that you know exactly who to talk to And we hope that you comment. We hope that you have some thoughts. If you came to the town hall and loved it, let us know. If you came to the town hall and wish that we had talked about something, let us know that too.
Yes.
And please, please, please run for office next year.
Yes.
We're so looking forward to elections. And another thing that we talked about that you all may want to know is that this year you have the opportunity for more support from the outgoing executive committee because we have a whole month long to transition. So if you have a lot of passion about something and you want to make WIN better, you can get lots of help to do that, and then you get a whole year to make your dreams come true.
Yes, and we will also be hosting at least one more kind of informal lunch with the executive committee before our terms are out. So we have one of those during Week of WIN, but we'll definitely have at least one more so that you have a more informal chance to chat with us, whether it's about the issues from the town hall, whether it's about something entirely different, whether you're really excited about running, whatever it is, please feel free to reach out to us with any comments or suggestions.
Okay.
All right, I think that's about it.
Yeah, so... See you later.
Thanks for joining us, and I hope that this new video format can be good for us.
Yes.
And the screen just went black. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.